Hi everybody, this is Betti. I'm the new guest professor for the chair of Digital Experimental Design, led by Professor Norbert Balz. Today, I would like to introduce you the design studio Material Cycles. I will be co-teaching the studio together with Anna Bejanova and Christian Smith. The studio will investigate the relationship between sustainable material practices, design processes, and the ecological, cultural, and economical material cycles in the built environment. During the course of the studio, we will host a series of lectures from various actors in the growing field of the circular economy, specifically centered around the built environment. The design studio will be so enriched by the perspectives of artists, researchers, civil society initiatives, startups, and institutional actors.
Welcome to the desert.
We live in a period of multiple crises: energy crisis, climate and biodiversity crisis, and architecture is co-responsible. We all know the statistics. The built environment is responsible for circa 40% of global greenhouse gas emissions. Time is ticking. Only maybe 10 to 20 years to rethink how we conceive, design, and build our cities. If we want to affect change, we need to radically rethink our use of material. Scientists at the Weizmann Institute in Israel have calculated that in 2020, the sum of anthropogenic mass on planet Earth, the combined weight of all man-made products, surpassed the combined weight of all living things. And anthropogenic mass steadily rises, while biogenic mass is stationary or declines. Our collective built environment now literally weighs on the planet more than all the grass, shrubs, trees, and forests combined. Building from renewable resources, such as wood, poses its own problems. While a radical shift to bio-based renewable construction materials might realize the promise of transforming the built environment in a planetary carbon sink, this would put further economic pressures on many already strained ecosystems. One vastly abundant resource is in our waste streams. Construction waste alone constitutes more than 55% of German solid waste by weight. In this design studio, stretching across 2 semesters, we'll attempt to flip the script on conventional design processes, seeking a new alliance with the material world and looking for a new, rich design paradigm able to deal with design in a world of scarcity. Typically, the design process starts with a brief or a program whose analysis leads to the generation of an architectural form to accommodate it. Later, material questions are considered, and eventually a procurement process is used to source the materials to realize the design idea. In this process, material is often summoned from wherever it is most practical or economical, with little consideration for the environmental implications. We will instead experiment with inverting this process. The first step will be material procurement. In the first half of the winter semester, the students, you, will collectively create and curate a catalog of materials that will be available to be used in the subsequent steps. This will be a highly creative process of material and intellectual appropriation of the resources, and we will investigate questions intersecting with the current debate of material passports and buildings as material banks. Questions of precision, accuracy, and trust in the reuse of existing materials will be investigated. In the absence of product specification from the manufacturer, how can we obtain reliable material properties? How can we trust those materials to build new structures? We will explore various methods for material investigation. How to measure their physical properties like weight, metric dimension, mechanical properties, thermal characteristics, and their aesthetic qualities like color, texture, smell, sound, but also their socio-economical meaning, their economic and ecological cycle, material histories, and material futures. In doing so, the process of procurement becomes a process of curation and the first step toward sustainable design. The end point of this process will be the creation and exhibition of a collective catalog. Through an aesthetic of enumeration, repetition, and differentiation, it will constitute a celebration of the discarded elements of our built environment. Once this catalog is created, we will move towards the second phase, and we will study assembly strategies. The second half of the semester will start by investigating aggregation and connection strategies. We'll investigate how to creatively work with assemblies of discrete, heterogeneous components. We'll explore part-to-part relationships, connectors, and part-to-whole assemblies through drawings, physical prototypes, and computational methods. We'll investigate how individual imperfect components can be assembled into new architectural elements. Moving towards the summer semester, growing in scale and in ambition, we will investigate larger and larger assemblies of discrete heterogeneous elements. Using computational methods and manual experiments, we will explore how the same components can be used to create different configurations, and how the same architectural form can be rendered with different components. We will explore aesthetics of imperfection, evolution, growth, and decay, and the economical and social cycles that are associated with those. We will try to imagine how to build with salvaged materials, and hopefully we'll move toward a one-to-one realization of a prototypical pavilion as a collective work.
Liebe Studierende, mein Name ist Christian Schmitz und ich möchte euch das Seminar Procedural Affairs vorstellen. Dieses findet in Kooperation mit dem neu gegründeten, interdisziplinären und universitätsübergreifenden Studiengang Design Computation statt. Gestaltung reflektiert, entwirft und konstruiert die Beziehung von Mensch und Umwelt. Sie bestimmt das Verhältnis vom Mensch zur Natur, vom Menschen zum Menschen und vom Menschen zur Maschine. Wir werden vor allem auf den letzten dieser drei Bereiche schauen, ohne jedoch die anderen beiden aus dem Blickfeld zu verlieren. Gestaltung ist gebunden an Technologien, seien es handwerkliche, maschinelle oder digitale Prozesse. Die jeweiligen Techniken der Gestaltung verändern das Verhältnis von Mensch und Umwelt. Gestaltung ist interdisziplinär. Gestalter vereinen Wissen aus verschiedenen Bereichen zu tragfähigen Lösungen. Zugleich fließen auch beim wissenschaftlichen Gestalten Kompetenzen unterschiedlicher Disziplinen zusammen. Wir werden untersuchen, wie Gestaltungswissen in Algorithmen oder Maschinen eingebettet werden kann und was es bedeutet, im Verbund mit Systemen zu gestalten, deren innere Funktionsweise uns im Sinne einer Blackbox unzugänglich bleiben kann. Wir werden Begriffe rund um Digitalität, Medialität und Technik herleiten und definieren und ihre Bezüge zur Gesellschaft untersuchen. Das Seminar vermittelt aber auch die Grundlagen der Programmierung von Robotern und Mikrocontrollern. Dazu nutzen wir die 3D-Modellierungs- und Simulationsumgebung Rhino Grasshopper, welche sowohl für die Programmierung von Bewegungsabfolgen eines Sechsachsroboterarms als auch für den Bau von Werkzeugen, die mit Sensoren und Aktuatoren ausgestattet sind, genutzt werden kann. Schließlich soll in Gruppenarbeit eine relevante Fragestellung im Sinne einer gestalterischen Forschung entwickelt und methodisch untersucht werden.